Now, the issue is, I hope everybody is able to see the blackboard now. Everybody is able to see the blackboard, please. Can you respond me? Yeah. Now, in this interval, the point C is actually called point of maxima. Point of maxima. Why is it called point of maxima? Because that is the point to that particular height only the curve could travel. After this height, it has to come down. If I just take a physics concept, you assume that you have taken a ball in your hand, cricket ball in your hand. You have thrown at an angle of 45 degrees towards the wicket keeper. So first, the trajectory which you sent into the air, it goes quite a high at 45 degrees. When it reaches the maximum height, it starts descending at a particular angle towards the wicket keeper. That particular trajectory is known as increasing and then decreasing. Between increasing and decreasing, you find a point where it stops for a couple of minutes, where the gravitational force pulls the ball to come down, but it will not come down because the velocity we are given is much higher than the gravitational force. So it crosses and goes into the hands of the wicket keeper. Suppose if I assume that you are here as a cricketing fielder and here is the wicket keeper, the B is the wicket keeper, the ball is thrown, then it is reaching to the wicket keeper. In between you will find a point called C. That point is known as critical point. The reaching to the highest point is called, that point is called point of maxima. In a similar version, if I convey the same language into the world of decreasing, so here is the diagram. Suppose you have a curve, it is like this. It is decreasing, and all of a sudden you find a turn and you have taken a turn. So here, when you draw the tangent to this, but at any point after the point C, where the curve is taking turn, you take any tangent in this particular curve, the right side, that makes acute angle. It is an acute angle. So an acute angle makes tan theta is always positive. And because it's the first quadrant, tan theta is positive, slope is positive. Slope is positive, dy by dx is positive. Dx by dy by dx is positive. That means the tangent or the slope of the tangent is greater than 0. That means it is an increasing function. Now here it is this part, when you draw any line to the straight curve, that makes angle phi, which is obtuse. Therefore, angle is obtuse in the sense, definitely the curve is making phi angle. Phi lies between 90 and 180 degrees. That means tan phi is less than 0. It's the second quadrant where it is less than 0. That is dy by dx is less than 0, which is the rule for a decreasing function. When a function keeps decreasing and stops for a while and starts increasing, that point which is going to be where the tangent drawn is parallel to the x-axis, that is where the slope becomes 0, that is known as point of minima. Please write down both the diagrams. This is self-explanatory. Please write down both the diagrams. Pani mangwa.
बिल्कुल दूर से आवाज नहीं है। इट्स साइलेंट।
I hope you have taken both the diagrams. Now you take a point now here. When a curve increases and decreases, in such a case, the critical point is known as point of maxima. Point of maxima. Whereas a curve is decreasing and then increasing. In such a case, the critical point is called point of minima. Point of minima. Point of minima. Next point, third point. The maxima and minima always come alternatively. They always come alternate. Like increasing and decreasing of a function. Increasing and decreasing of a function comes alternate. Now, look at the blackboard. Before I give the next point, please look at the blackboard. Assume that this is a kind of a curve I have got. This curve is known as y is equal to f of x, and it is also represented by capital C. Capital C. Now, what happens? Please look here, it is increasing. So here, f dash x is always greater than 0. At this point, the tangent is parallel to the x-axis, f dash x is equal to 0. And this portion decreasing, f dash x is less than 0. It is further decreasing. So if I take this portion as a separate interval, then this portion of the curve is decreasing, f dash x less than 0. Here is a point, that is it is C1, this is C2. Now what happens? This is called point of minima, and again I am moving upward direction. In this direction, f dash x is greater than 0. Then I move towards this portion. I am talking about this portion. I have got a curve which is increasing and then decreasing. Now here what exactly happens is, now this point I take as C3. This is here, curve is increasing, f dash x 0, and this portion is f dash x is less than 0. Here the tangent drawn parallel to x-axis, so the slope is 0. Here I draw a tangent parallel to f of x-axis, f of f dash x is equal to 0. Now interestingly, kids, very interesting phenomena here. What happens in this curve? I have got C1, C2, C3. There are three critical points. C1, C2, C3 are three critical points I have got. Three critical points I have got. These three critical points actually we call as point of maxima. But it is also called point of local maxima or point of relative maxima. I'll tell you, these words which are used, both are same. Relative maxima and local maxima are one and the same. Why? This point is maximum of this particular curve within the interval. Say here I take A, and this is A1, and I take this is A2. This is I take up to this point as B. Now what exactly happened is, if I take the interval A to A1 open interval, in this interval this is the maximum point, I do not have a minimum. If I take A1 to A2, this is the minimum. So in A1 comma A2, this is the minimum. That is called point of minimum, or point of local minimum, or called point of relative minimum. Why they are called, I'll tell you. Now A2 to B, if I travel, A2 to B, open interval, then we call the C3 as point of relative maximum or local maximum. Now, let us understand this way. This point is the maxima, this is minima, this is maxima. So, I have told you already, maxima, minima and then maxima. Alternatively they come. They always come on alternate basis. जिंदगी की सफर में इंसान के अप और डाउन हमेशा alternate आते हैं. Good and bad come alternate. They never come together. So, here the same. Here you ask your English teacher, they will tell every dark cloud has a silver line. Why is it called? Because if you consider dark cloud as bad, then the silver line is called the good. So every dark cloud will have a silver line. That is exactly the meaning conveyed in the mathematics. If there is an up, there is a down. There is a down, there is an up. But most importantly, why we have coined the word called relative maxima and relative minima. Why we have used it? The main simple reason is that the it is the word used because this is maximum in the interval A, A1. If you compare C1 with C3, C3 is by value, it is greater, much higher than the C1. If I just extend this line as it is, look here, this line is above this. It means this height is higher. It means, according to my definition, if this is the maxima, this is also maxima. I ask a simple question, which is the maximum, the highest? You will say C3 is the highest value. So, what is exactly called the critical point of a particular interval is called relative maxima or minima. If the whole interval is taken, within the whole interval, when you make some partitions like A to A1, A1 to A2, A2 to B, in these partitions, whatever you get, they are called the maximum. I'll just give you a small example which makes you very clear. Say, for example, you take Jammu and Kashmir. Jammu and Kashmir, Dr. Jitendra Singh is a maximum highest authority here because he is a local MP. Now, if I take a group of MPs at the highest level, if I want to compare with Prime Minister Modi, so it means he is the highest point of all the MPs. So this is exactly, now Jammu Kashmir is a small location in India. So the India perspective, if I take, it's a big interval. In this interval, the highest point is Prime Minister. So now what exactly happens? Similarly, you take governors, LG, governor, all these people. They are all LGs, governors are actually called local maxima or relative maxima, whereas the President of India is known as highest absolute maxima. This is the word which you have to understand. He is an absolute maxima. He is the supreme authority of the country. Similarly, here in the same condition, if I take A to B, the complete interval as one slot, then C3 is the absolute maxima and C2 is absolute minima because there is no another minimum value in this zone to suppose if I take this curve to a small extension like this, see here, this I just take like this. I take a small turn. I take a small turn here. So now what happens? Here I get to know one more critical point before that B to complete. That means B is here. It is x-axis. Now I get C4. This point C4 is much higher than C4 is much higher than C3. It means C3 is strictly less than C4. Therefore, if you ask me out of C2 and C4, which is called absolute minima, I will declare C2 is the absolute minima of the interval A comma B. So the terminology changes. When you take a small partition, it is called relative or local maxima. उस locality के लिए वो maximum है. उस locality में वो बड़ा है. जैसे LG है, LG सिन्हा साहब है. वो जम्मू कश्मीर के लिए बड़ा है, वो थोड़ी ना इंडिया के लिए बड़ा है. It is not. Similarly, the concept of absolute maxima, absolute minima, you have to understand in this format only. Absolute minima. These two are different to relative or what we call local maxima and local minima, the relative minima. So I have cleared you that local maxima, local minima, or relative maxima, relative minima, absolute maxima and absolute minima, when they will be seen as such. Please take the entire diagram so that I can go into the world of, yeah. Yes, I hope you are taken now. I will now come to the mathematical definitions about these things. I have given you 3 points to know. Hello? Hello? Still writing? Still writing? Hello? Please write. Sorry, beta, sorry.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
अब मेरे ख्याल से आप ले लिए होंगे बेटा, ले लिए हैं क्या? मैं रब कर दूं? हेलो? या अब मैं आपको मैथमेटिकल डेफिनेशन पढ़ाने के पहले कितने टाइप्स के प्रॉब्लम्स आप इस मैक्सिमा टॉपिक से आप पाएंगे? इस साल आपको 6 मार्क का क्वेश्चन 100% आएंगे. वो 6 मार्क के क्वेश्चन इन्हीं टाइप से आएंगे. पहला टाइप 1 ये होगा आपको. टाइप 1 में आप फाइंडिंग आउट द पॉइंट ऑफ मैक्सिमा एंड मिनिमा फॉर एल्जीब्राइक फाइंड आउट करेंगे. टाइप 2 होंगे आपको ट्रिग्नोमेट्रिक और व्हाट वी कॉल ट्रांसीडेंटल. मैंने ट्रांसीडेंटल का मीनिंग ऑलरेडी बता चुका हूं. ट्रांसीडेंटल होगा. टाइप 3 में आपको वर्ड प्रॉब्लम्स आ जाएंगे. वर्ड प्रॉब्लम्स, ये वर्ड प्रॉब्लम्स से आपको एग्जामिनेशन में आने की संभावना भी है. हो सकता है इस बार सीबीएसई थोड़ा सा हमारे ऊपर रहम करे और आपको अलजेब्रिक इक्वेशन या ट्रांसीडेंटल ट्रिग्नोमेट्रिक इक्वेशंस दे दे. एक और बात है, ये टाइप 1, टाइप 2, टाइप 3 के क्वेश्चंस में टाइप 1 और टाइप 2 को, टाइप 1 और टाइप 2 को दो अलग अलग मेथड से आप कर सकते हैं। पहला मेथड ये है फर्स्ट डेरिवेटिव टेस्ट, फर्स्ट डेरिवेटिव टेस्ट। दूसरा मेथड है सेकंड डेरिवेटिव टेस्ट। मैंने दो वर्ड कॉइन किया यहां पर, फर्स्ट डेरिवेटिव टेस्ट एंड सेकंड डेरिवेटिव टेस्ट। व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ फर्स्ट डेरिवेटिव एंड सेकंड डेरिवेटिव? सेकंड, फर्स्ट डेरिवेटिव का मतलब कोई भी फंक्शन को आप y इज इक्वल टू एफ ऑफ एक्स को एक बार डिफरेंशिएट करोगे, वी कॉल इट इज फर्स्ट डेरिवेटिव। If you differentiate this for second time, then dy by dx is again differentiated by d by dx. What we write it as d square y upon dx square, which is also written as f double dash x. तो ये दो अलग अलग प्रकार के मेथड्स हैं जो मैं अपनाऊंगा। इसमें मैं आपको फर्स्ट डेरिवेटिव टेस्ट के रूल्स बताऊंगा, उसके बाद सेकंड डेरिवेटिव टेस्ट का रूल्स बताऊंगा, ताकि आप समझ जाए कि ये रूल्स को कब और कहां यूज करना है। यदि अंततः में आप मुझसे सवाल पूछेंगे कि सर यूजुअली एग्जामिनेशन में किस प्रकार के क्वेश्चंस देते हैं, एग्जामिनेशन में आपसे ये नहीं पूछा जाएगा कि आप फर्स्ट डेरिवेटिव टेस्ट से यूज करिए या सेकंड डेरिवेटिव टेस्ट यूज करिए, कभी नहीं पूछा जाता है। आज तक मैंने कभी देखा नहीं है, तो इसीलिए मैंने आपको ये बात बताया। ये हो सकता है क्योंकि अभी जिस प्रकार से रेडिकल चेंजेस आ रहे हैं एग्जामिनेशन सिस्टम में, हो सकता है इस साल वो ऐसा कहें फाइंड द पॉइंट ऑफ लोकल मैक्सिमा एंड लोकल मिनिमा यूजिंग फर्स्ट डेरिवेटिव टेस्ट भी कर सकते हैं। तो इसीलिए सावधान बरतने के लिए पहले मैं आपको फर्स्ट डेरिवेटिव टेस्ट का रूल बताऊंगा, सेकंड डेरिवेटिव टेस्ट का रूल बाद में बताऊंगा, दोनों के अंतर्गत प्रॉब्लम्स को करके दिखाऊंगा। पहले आप इस चीज को लिख लीजिएगा ताकि मैं आगे बढ़ूं। Yes, you will write heading. After this, you will write a heading using first derivative test. Using first derivative test. Using first derivative test. Finding point of local maxima and point of local minima. Point of local maxima and local minima of a function f of x, of a function f of x. Well, under this heading you will take a few steps what you are supposed to do. I'll explain the steps also, but do not write anything now. Look at the blackboard. Step 1. Take the function y is equal to f of x as given in the problem. Step 2. Differentiate it once, what we call dy by dx is equal to f dash x. ये स्टेप 2 है। स्टेप 3 आपको करना क्या है, dy by dx को इज इक्वल टू 0 करिए, इसका अर्थ यह है जब आप किसी भी कर्व का स्लोप 0 कर रहे हैं, इसका मतलब टेंजेंट इज पैरेलल टू द एक्स एक्सिस। तो आप यहां पर क्रिटिकल पॉइंट्स को आइडेंटिफाई करने के प्रयास कर रहे हैं। ये जो थर्ड स्टेप है बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट स्टेप है, जिसके जरिए यू विल गेट critical points. The critical points are very, very essential if you want to know points of local maxima or local minima. So, step 4 is applying the rule. What is the rule? If f dash x is greater than 0, if f dash x is greater than 0 and then f dash x is less than 0 on either side of the point C, then point C is called point of local maxima. That is, if f dash x is greater than 0 at C, x is equal to C critical point. I mean in the interval x belongs to A comma C. In the interval A comma C, if f dash x is greater than 0 and f dash x is less than 0, where x belongs to C comma B in this interval. So first increasing and then decreasing, increasing and then decreasing. Then this point is called point of local maxima. Point of local maxima, otherwise also called relative maxima. Whatever the word you want to use, you can use it. These are the 4 steps involved in finding out point of local maxima. And last and final step number 5, after finding out the point of local maxima, put the value of C, x is equal to C in the function. This is what we get, local maxima or relative maxima. Write down it and then I will go for the next one. Yeah, you have taken? Have you taken? Yeah. Now, I will be taking the same route to explain you the minima. What I'll do, I'll remove this diagram And I'll show you the other diagram for minima. Supposing that in the same interval A to B, you have drawn one curve and the point C is the C point where it is first decreasing and then increasing. We know decreasing means f dash x is less than 0 and increasing is f dash x greater than 0, and that this point is f dash x is equal to 0. So whatever you got for point of maxima, if you reverse that, that is f dash x is less than 0 first, and then f dash x is greater than 0 in the next, then we call it is point of local minima or relative minima. So you will have to find out the value of f of x at x is equal to c at the fifth step number 5. Then what we get is called local minima or relative minima. Please remember. Please write down this. Write down this. Yeah. You have taken? Have you taken, please?
Yes,
You're
sir.
writing still. You know, some of the students are writing still. Let them write. Let them write. Yeah. I will now be taking, I'm rubbing it, bete. Allow me. I'll take a problem and explain you how I will apply these rules of first derivative test in finding out point of local maxima and local minima. Write down a problem. Write down a problem. Find. Come on, quick. I'll do two problems of algebraic. Find all the points of. Find all the points of. Find all the points of local maxima and local minima. Local minima and corresponding values. Corresponding values if a function f of x is defined as x cube minus 6x square plus 9x plus 15. Yeah, I have taken a problem in front of you. Now drop your pens and papers. Drop your pen papers. Look at the blackboard. I'll give you time to take down the answer. This is step 1. I have taken the equation. Now what is my step 2? I have to differentiate it. F dash x is equal to d by dx of x cube minus 6x square plus 9x plus 15. Now differentiating each, 3x square minus 12x plus 9, constant differentiation is 0. I got f dash x value. Now I proceed to step 3. At step 3, finding critical points. Finding critical points, the rule says at the critical points, tangent is parallel to x-axis. Tangent is parallel to x-axis means the slope of the tangent is equal to 0. The tangent is already obtained at the second step. 3x square minus 12x plus 9 is equal to 0. 3 is the common factor. X square minus 4x plus 3 is equal to 0. 3 can never be equal to 0. So 3 is not equal to 0, but certainly x square minus 4x plus 3 is equal to 0. X square minus 3x minus plus x. Sorry, this will not go. Will it go? Will it go? 3 ones, 3 twos. How much it is going to be? X square minus 4x. X square minus 4x plus 3. What? Hello? Hello?
Minus 3x minus x. Minus 3x.
Minus 3x minus x plus 3 is equal to 0. Thus, now what happens? X minus 3 and x minus 1. The simplification makes this. So, two numbers equal to 0 product, both the numbers are equal. So, x minus 3 is equal to 0, x minus 1 is equal to 0. Thus, x is equal to, what happened? This right, leave it. X is equal to 3 and x is equal to 1. This x is equal to 3 and x is equal to 1 are actually called critical points. They are called critical points. So C1 is 3 and C2 is 1. Any calculation mistake? Any calculation mistake?
No,
PGC mathematics. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, girl. Thank you, beta. Thank you. Now, I have got critical points. I'll go to step 4. What is step 4? Now, I have an interval. A curve is drawn. Now, it is 1 and 3 are the critical points. 1 and 3 I have to apply. First, what I will do, the equation is a polynomial. A polynomial, acha, you do one thing, you first take this, then I'll explain you. Please take this. There is no space. Yeah, I hope you have taken whatever I have drawn, I have written on the blackboard. I am removing all those things, whatever I have written. Now I am keeping only the critical values which are plotted on the graph paper in the order by which they come on the number line. You may get a doubt, sir, why did you take minus infinity to plus infinity as a number line? Because this x belongs to minus infinity to plus infinity. क्योंकि माइनस इंफिनिटी से प्लस इंफिनिटी तक कोई भी वैल्यू ले लीजिएगा, ये कभी भी कोलैप्स नहीं करती है. That means it can never, it always exists for every value of x. The polynomial's domain is always called capital R. So I have taken the biggest domain possible. Now I have got one interval here. It is I1. This is I2. And this is I3. I3. Great. Now I'll write I1 is equal to minus infinity, comma 1. I2 is equal to 1, comma 3. And I3 is equal to 3, comma infinity. After me getting these values, what exactly it appears? The graph of the curve. It is only an imagination. It is not accurate. It is like this. I have drawn a curve. It can be maximum at 1. It can be minimum at 3. Or it can be like this. It can be like this. At 1 it is minimum, at maximum 3. Now I do not know exactly what happens, but let me find out exactly what happens here. Now what I am going to do, I take f dash x at x belongs to minus infinity, comma 1. That means 3x square minus 12x plus 9. You take any interval, any value from minus infinity to plus 1. I take, say, x is equal to 0. Let x is equal to 0 makes this 0 minus 0 plus 9. It is greater than 0. Therefore, f dash x is greater than 0. So here it is f dash x is greater than 0. Excellent. It is increasing now. It is increasing. Now I have to identify whether in I2, whether the function reduces or it doesn't reduce. Let me check. I2 is 1, comma 3. Between 1, comma 3, I will take x is equal to 2. Let x is equal to 2, I will take. So f dash x at x is equal to 2, what happens? 3x square minus 12x plus 9 at x is equal to 2. Thus, make the value substitution. 4 3s are 12, 12 2s are 24 plus 9. So 12 plus 2, 12 plus 9 is 21 and minus 24, it is minus 3, it is less than 0. Excellent. The curve is decreasing now here. That means this point is point of maxima. So this I have got. The first one. Similarly, I'll go for the second one. Third interval. Now what is the third interval? I3. I3 is 3, comma infinity. You take x is equal to 4. Let x is equal to 4. Then what is f dash x at x is equal to 4? At x is equal to 4. That is 3 into 4 square minus 12x plus 9. That is 16 3s are 48. 12 4s are 48 plus 9. 48 cancel. It is 9 greater than 0. That means f dash x is greater than 0. Excellent. Excellent. So here it is like this. Whatever the curve I have drawn, it is right. In this first interval, when you take from minus infinity to 1 and 3 to infinity, what happened is, in this interval, it is f dash x is greater than 0 and this is f dash x is less than 0 and again f dash x is greater than 0. मैंने आपसे already कहा था, increasing and decreasing always come on an alternate basis. When they come on alternate basis, what exactly happens is that the increasing and then decreasing makes this point, critical point 1, as critical point, as point of maximum. And at 3, it is decreasing and then increasing. Therefore, it is point of minima. The point of maxima and point of minima, we have got it. Now you make a note of that. I'll find out the values of f of x.
नंबर 1 श्रीनगर है क्या? ओके, yes, have you taken it? Hello, अच्छा, still writing. Okay, please write. Yes, I have assumed whatever I have proved here. According to the conclusions, what happens is that in I1, f dash x is greater than 0. I2, f dash x is less than 0. In I3, it is f dash x is greater than 0. So increasing, decreasing, increasing. Excuse me. Hello? What happened? You're finding any difficulty?
No, sir.
Yeah, now it is increasing, decreasing, and increasing. I told you already, whenever increasing and decreasing comes, the point critical one, C1, is point of local maxima. If decreasing and then increasing, then C2 is equal to 3. It is point of local minima. According to the problem, our job doesn't end here. That we identified points of local maxima and local minima. We have to find out the values of the function also. That means f of x value, f of x at x is equal to C1, that is x is equal to 1. X cube minus 6x square plus 9x plus 15 at
x is equal to 1. Put the value 1. 1 minus 6 plus 9 plus 15. So 15 plus 9, 24 plus 1, 25. 25 minus 6 is 25 minus 6 is 19. This is point of local, the value of local maxima. So f of x at x is equal to 3. What happens? X cube minus 6x square plus 9x plus 15 at x is equal to C2. That is x is equal to 3. This is C2. Thus you get value substitution. 3 cube is 27 minus 6, 9, 6 are 54 plus 9 3 is 27 plus 15. 27, 27, 54 and minus 54 gets cancelled. Then 15. So point of local minima is 15. Point of local value of local maxima is 19. Value of local minima is 15. The problem ends here. You will get 6 marks in the examination if you do this much workout. That is the question for 6 marks. It's a very simple problem. I do not claim it is the bigger one, but this is the way you have to carry out the answer. Please write down it. Yeah, I dropped my class here with the directions to the PGTs. It's a request. Kindly give the students ample practice today on first derivative test so that they need not again come back to this first derivative test. At least 5 problems of little higher difficulty आपके नजरों मतलब आपके निगरानी में इनको करवाइए so that they will get to know what is first derivative test. मैं कल आपको ट्रिग्नोमेट्रिक एक्सप्रेशंस लेकर के सिखाऊंगा फर्स्ट डेरिवेटिव टेस्ट को कैसे यूज किया जाता है. थैंक यू वेरी मच. विल मीट अगेन टुमारो इन द मॉर्निंग.